we take very seriously and think a lot about anytime there's new requirements, and this is something the plans will be tasked with implementing these new requirements. We understand there could be a potential impact in recognizing the spending targets. I will just say that this is something that will impact half the population at some point in their life. We talk a lot about women will spend half of their life in some form of perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. So I think there's been a lot of lack of education and awareness, lack of information. There's been evolving guidelines around this. So we're really hoping that that kind of outweighs any cost implications, is making sure that there's that awareness.
Yeah, no, I applaud the effort. It's the domino effect overall,
sure.
right? It adds on, but I think it's great that the governor and you are leading in that effort about caring for people in our community in ways that probably haven't been done before. So it's really excellent work. So no other comments from the board? Nothing online? Other comments from people in the room? Yes.
So I heard you earlier, correct me if I'm wrong, you said, Paul, specifically that there will be a time before the meeting started, before you got to the agenda items for public comment. Did I mishear that?
Comments are during the meeting? So
oh, that's not what I heard you say.
Okay.
I heard you say that there would be a time before the meeting for public comment. So are we not having a time for public comment?
Now if you'd like.
Okay. I would like to start off by saying how hard and difficult it was to actually get up here. The security guards that you guys have a contract with are clearly not educated on public easement rights and rights to actually come upstairs on the 6th floor to communicate verbally anything with this department. I made it very unequivocally clear that I was coming up here to the Department of Managed Healthcare to converse with them in person. And then he took that information and then relayed incorrectly that I did not tell him my purpose of coming here. In fact, the security guard supervisor, who should know better, doubled down on his subordinates' false accusations and unprofessional treatment to me and my friend, and said, oh, I dealt with her before, as if before when I came, I became disruptive or argumentative for no legitimate reason or just at all. That's a problem. And it's a problem because it opens your department up, not that you probably care, to a lawsuit. You see, because I asked for public records. And in those public records, since the last time I was here, I specifically asked where your visiting location was. And in the response of the public records, I was told that your visiting location was on the 6th floor, which contradicts what your website says, mentioning the 5th floor. In addition to telling me in your public records response that the visiting location is on the 6th floor, I was told that anybody can come up as long as it's during regular business hours, and all they would have to do is sign in. Well, the security officer downstairs still, till this day, since the last time I was here, told me that the 5th and the 6th floor for this department is blocked to everyone from the public, and at no time did he recommend or suggest or imply that I should sign in order to come here. I want to say that because that was not what I wanted to use as my public comment, but I felt like it was imperative to discuss that because this man was actually around when this occurred. And when I tried to access the elevator, because I also heard you say, Paul, earlier that this meeting is under the Bagley-Keene Act, right? And considering that it's under the Bagley-Keene Act and it's open for all to attend, how is that happening when what occurred today occurred? That is a problem. And not only is it a problem, one would think that it would be a problem for my department if I worked for this department, you opening yourself up to a lawsuit automatically just like that. But I'm gonna actually try my best to tell you what I came here to discuss because I got derailed downstairs trying to even do that. I will speak as fast as I can. I have to use the bathroom, excuse me. But the only reason why I started off with saying what I said is because of what happened. It was severe. I got threatened to have the police called on me. I want to make it very clear to everyone in this room, I will not leave without getting arrested. There will never be a time that I'm going to act belligerent. So if at any time my access is prohibited, I will stand my ground. My name is Rondell Holloway. I am here to address the department's handling of a grievance I filed against Blue Shield. I initially filed my grievance because Blue Shield failed to provide a timely response within a 30-day window. However, the department's determination failed to address that issue at all. Instead, it echoed Blue Shield's claim that the bill was paid as a one-time exception and falsely asserted that my evidence of coverage supported that claim, which it does not. And I submitted that evidence to you guys recently. I submitted clear, verifiable evidence showing errors in Blue Shield's response, including misrepresentation of my evidence of coverage, as well as your misrepresentation. After receiving Blue Shield's grievance response, 2 separate Blue Shield representatives confirmed, and not just them, but my evidence of coverage alone confirmed that I would owe nothing for an ambulance bill, directly contradicting the statements relied upon in the department's grievance determination, saying that it was done as a one-time exception. Make it make sense. Despite informing the department of their conclusionary error, I received a response from Chief Counsel Sarah Ream stating that I had not identified sufficient facts to reopen the case. That statement is factually incorrect and procedurally deficient. At all times, Director Mary Wantonby has been made aware of these issues, yet no corrective action has been taken. I have consistently raised regulatory compliance concerns with the department, including before the recent Blue Shield matter. This has been going on since 2015, since I moved to this state. Over time, I experienced escalating restrictions on my ability to communicate, including being blocked from official channels, online, over the phone, and limited in my ability to reach staff. I even received a letter threatening litigation based on allegations I definitely disputed. I have documented evidence of each of these events, including written responses and recorded interactions. And I have consistently disclosed that I record communications for transparency. This is not a minor disagreement. When verifiable evidence is disregarded and access to communication is restricted, it raises a serious concerns about procedural fairness, accountability, and public trust. Members rely on this department for independent oversight and accurate grievance review. When errors are identified, they must be corrected, not copied and amplified. I believe this is a matter of public interest. The issues I experienced are not isolated. They reflect a broader systemic failures in oversight, accessibility. Y'all have accessibility issues too. And independent review. Public records, consumer complaints, and online reviews suggest others face similar obstacles. These appear to be ongoing systemic problems, not one-time mistakes. I am requesting that the department amend its response, correct the record, and ensure that future grievances are handled in a timely, thorough, transparent, and legally sound manner. And this is about financial solvency too, because when an insurance company does not pay the bill correctly, and I don't find out until months later, that's a financial solvency issue. And by the way, I have no other way of expressing publicly my grievances with you guys unless I'm coming to this meeting. I checked your website. There is no other meeting for the public. And I just want to make it very clear, I am still sick, but I made sure that I'm not contagious. But I made sure that I came here, and I also submitted a public comment to the FSB board with attachments, supportive documents about what I recently experienced. Because like I said, it's been going on since 2015. I want to also say this. I'm a public servant myself. I have been a state employee for over 3 years. I am the only person to answer the phones at my department. Not one complaint. Let that sink in. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments. Are there other comments from the public here in person? Are there any comments from those online?
Oh, I gotta use the bathroom. Where's the bathroom key?
What?
The bathroom key?
Oh, bathroom key?
You mentioned that earlier too?
Yeah, I did.
I remember everything. Okay. Thank you. Where is the bathroom? Back here? Like out there? Okay, thank you.